All right, first video of the day as the match day of United versus Goodson Park. We are paying a gift to a side which goes by the names of Goodson Park, and obviously we are here to do this Cody Gakpo story before everything goes onto the levels we expect them to be. Rokan David is my name. United Matters channel is what you are on, and today we are going to give a very huge dig deep into this story of Cody Gakpo that has been broken today, that a team which goes by the name of Leeds has gone ahead to agree personal terms with Cody Gakpo and they are willing to go on and sign him in January. So lots of people are really giving their views, and I said, all right, who am I not to come out and really give my views as far as this game of football is concerned? That is Cody Gakpo, sorry, not game of football. This transfer is concerned for Cody Gakpo coming to a team which goes by the names of Manchester United. Now, Mulok Mira is the first man that really came out and really told us the following, that Erik ten Hag still wants to bring Cody Gakpo to Manchester United but accepts that a January deal is unlikely. Leeds have agreed personal terms with him and are now in talks with PSV about their £30 million valuation. They are now in pole position to land him. Now, why have I told you that the ultimatum of a man who goes by the names of Cody Gakpo has been set? Meaning that this story might be true or not true. It might be a wake-up call to Manchester United, and Cody Gakpo trying to lure a snake out of the snakes out of its hole, or its hole, all throwing a stone in the bush to see what comes out. Because nearing the January transfer window, Cody Gakpo wouldn't have liked to stay in the Eredivisie. With his form that he has his own right now, he has scored 10 goals and put up 10 assists this season. You get 20 goal involvements in just how many games? Is it 10 games a season? That's where he is. That is Cody Gakpo, and he really feels like it's not good for him to stay in the Eredivisie and still be playing that side. Now, 30 million evaluation is really not so much for Manchester United, and it's really so much alarming that we cannot go ahead in January and get a player like Cody Gakpo. I believe Cody Gakpo is really great for Manchester United, but the ultimatum has been said if at all this story is true. Cody Gakpo is a player who plays as centre forward and plays as a left attacking forward, and I believe he can be so much ideal in solving the situations at Manchester United as far as the centre forward is concerned. You see Marcus Rashford in the game of Man City, the game of Arsenal, the game of Leicester City, game of Southampton, game of Liverpool, he was being played as a centre forward, but every time they brought on our centre forward like Anton Martial, you see the difference. And Cody Gakpo is not like Marcus Rashford. His skill set is different from that from Marcus Rashford. He can really play as a striker, he can play as a left attack midfielder, and he can play behind a centre forward. So that is the skill set that he really has, and is so much talented. Now, when you look at him play, you really admire him, and obviously you look at him and you know that he's meant for the Premier League. His height, his physicality, his shot power, he's sitting down of his players. If at all he needs to go for power to really dislodge a player, he will go on and skip past the player using energy. He is really good. He is really good, and I believe if at all you want to get Rashford to the levels where he's supposed to be, especially to reach his ceiling, you should bring in a Cody Gakpo. And I believe Ten Hag still wants Cody Gakpo, but he accepts that January deal is unlikely. But you never know what's going to happen, because we are having a lot of pressures at Manchester United coming in from the people that really want to go ahead and buy the team, like Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and that is what I'm going to tackle next after this story that has really come out from what we call Jack Tarbolt. Jack Tarbolt is a football correspondent and streamer. He works at Time Sport, Mirror, etc., The Guardian. He has told us that Leeds are certainly leading the race for Cody Gakpo. No personal terms have been agreed yet. Man United still in contact with the player, too, whose focus is presently on the World Cup. Now, them coming and telling us that this deal is really having a team in the names of Leeds leading the race is really something that sends me to my natural understanding and to come out here to argue that what is this story all about? Are Leeds really going to go out and really spend £30 million on Cody Gakpo? Really? In January? I really doubt. Are they that desperate? £30 million. Leeds to spend £30 million on Cody Gakpo. I'll have to first see it to happen. And I will have to see the likes of Fabrizio Romano coming out and really telling us that everything is going on as happened. But I believe Cody Gakpo is really in talks with Erik ten Hag because they are all managed by the same agency, and Ten Hag is telling him, please, there are two options. Obviously, United doesn't have money to go on and buy players in January. You go to Leeds in January, or I come for you in the summer. Choose one. And Cody Gakpo will say, all right, if you're going to come for me in the summer, it's okay. He might wait. And if at all United really agrees an agreement, have an agreement in principle with PSV, and they really sign a mutual contract like you see Chelsea is doing with a player who goes by the names of Christopher Nkunku, that will be the best deal. I believe United can go in and really hijack this deal, and they can tell the player that plays, we are coming for you in the summer, and we are going to sign a contract with you and sign a pre-contract or an agreement in principle with the team which goes by names of PSV. And this works out for every elite side. It's always better to go on and really bring out your players, or make your signings, or identify your players before the summer really starts, such that you just go on and really make it official and splash out that cash and obviously bring in that player. And why am I really saying that this story might be really put up to really scare Manchester United and City, either they really hurry up and really take them to the next level of really accelerating this deal to a materialization level? Erik ten Hag said that he's really going to go out and look through who wants a contract, who needs a contract, and who deserves a contract at Manchester United during the World Cup break. No player should be rewarded a new contract before the World Cup. You get? Before the World Cup ends. Now, in his assessment, I believe he knows that players like Garnacho are really young but talented, and he can assess them and tell PSV that, please, I'm having Alejandro Garnacho, I'm giving you Alejandro Garnacho on a long season loan, and you get me Cody Gakpo. You get? And we're getting you £30 million. Does it work for you? Send the likes of Anthony Elanga on loan, because I believe Anthony Elanga needs to be playing more playing time, so needs more playing time, and then bring in Cody Gakpo. And I believe the assessment he's really going to make is really to convince Cody Gakpo to not sign for any team, and United will go for him in the summer transfer window. And secondly, Erik ten Hag is really that manager who really has proven to us that all of the players that's really brought in have hit the ground running. Even Anthony, the last one to come in through, 2 previous Premier League games played, he has scored in all of those games, and you can't doubt his qualities because he has genuine qualities on the ball, and he's really trying to find his skill set and really sitting down players. You saw him in that game of a team which goes by names of Ammonia, where he started to go past these players, and obviously looking like that Anthony that we saw at Ajax. Malacia doing well, Eriksson doing well, Casemiro doing well, Lisandro Martinez doing well, and obviously you wouldn't doubt that the manager is really dying to go in and bring in a player who goes by the name of Cody Gakpo, because Gakpo is really a different kind of player altogether. He's not a usual player. And I know he's one of those talents that are really going to come out and really take the world by storm, and United wouldn't like to miss out on this player. But this story, Jack Talbot coming out and really letting us know that no personal terms have been agreed. Obviously, it's a signal to a side which goes with Manchester United, please, the player is still available. Can you come and get him? You get? So, I believe there is a lot to add to this story, and I know it's really going to come in and mature. And they've told us that Erik ten Hag wanted to sign both Cody Gakpo and Anthony in the summer, but ran out of money when Ajax cranked up their demands for Anthony to £86 million. Cody Gakpo is desperate to come to England. Obviously, he's desperate to come to England, and I believe if at all United tells him that, please, you are desperate to come to England, we are here, we want you, but we are coming for you in the summer. But the big question is, do you think United can convince Cody Gakpo to go in and really wait for another month, for another set of months? Because he waited for them towards the end of the summer, They were coming in for him, and obviously everything never went his way, and they went in for Anthony. And obviously the board sabotaged everything. But this time round, the only way United can get Cody Gakpo is either to get some £30 million during in the January transfer window and really sign him, or go ahead and really convince him that you're going to sign in the summer, and they sign a pre-contract, because this time round Cody Gakpo won't miss out on coming out to play for Leeds in the Premier League by really hinging on United that is really not ready to come in, or that really changes goalposts, because United is good at changing goalposts, and Cody Gakpo knows it very well because he has been a victim. They talked to him, personal terms were agreed, everything was done, but they told him that this deal is reliant on how much we're going to pay for a man who goes by the names of Anthony. And if I told you had really paid £50 million for Anthony, that meant that we could go in for Cody Gakpo and pay like some 40 or 50 for him to get him out of a side which goes by the names of PSV. So having those two at United would be a very good addition, according to me, especially with the players that we're having at Manchester United, meaning that now Sancho will be tussling it out with Anthony and Rashford will be tussling it out with Cody Gakpo. Obviously will be a very good attacking forward addition to Manchester United, because he is really good. If you're talking about good players, he is really good and he deserves everything to come in and play into the Premier League. But obviously Ten Hag, let's wait and see how he's going to go ahead and really convince him to join Manchester United, because I know he's the helm of this. He wants Cody Gakpo to come in at Manchester United and obviously get the magic rolling. And with his age, I think he's 22 years of age, I believe we'll be building a very huge squad that is going to take us to the next level. And obviously, I was still hear about Sir Jim Ratcliffe and very many other consortiums coming in through putting pressure to Manchester United. If at all you might recall very well in the summer, what really led to United buying Casemiro at £70 million and Anthony at £85 million was the pressure that was put onto the club after you were performing badly, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe wanted to buy or emerged as a potential buyer of Manchester United. He has his £6 billion there ready to splash onto a team which goes by the names of Manchester United to send the Glazers away. And obviously they really went ahead and did that. Now, I'm just imagining how we enter into the January transfer window, we lose a game, and obviously Sir Jim Ratcliffe's story really surfaces in the news, because I know Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to be acting onto the pressures of the fans. Whenever the pressure, whenever the fans really rise, the pressures will be high, and Ratcliffe coming, all right, I want to submit my bid to buy Manchester United, and obviously the Glazers will say we don't want to sell, and them not wanting to sell will force them to go out and look for money to inject in this club and really bring in the players we want. So that shouldn't be the right way or structure of really bringing in players, but obviously that's how the Glazers are doing. That's why I want them out of this club. So I believe the only way we can sign Cody Gakpo in January is a scenario that happened in the summer re-happening again. Such that the Glazers can be desperate and say, all right, when we bring in Cody Gakpo, you're going to silence these fans of Manchester United. So I believe that's the other way that this guy can come into Manchester United, if at all he's not coming in the summer. But I really believe that this story might be partially right or partially wrong, because the agent of Cody Gakpo might putting it up, letting know the team of Manchester United that plays, the player is still available and there is a team that's really wanting him, and because United 100% interested in him, especially Erik Ten Hag, who has been an admirer of him ever since he was in the Eredivisie, he will go ahead and really tell them that, please, we want that player. Can we go for him? He shouldn't go to Leeds, because when he goes to Leeds, we will be buying in from Leeds. We are going to spend close to how much? We are going to spend close to £30 million more to really get him to Manchester United. Thank you guys for watching in. Your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. I'm going to return on this channel to really bring you what we call to bring you what we call the match build-up and confirmed team news of Manchester United versus Everton in the next, I think, 1.5 hours. A sign out for now. See you later. Rock and David is my name. First video of the day. Tell me what you think about Cody Gakpo Ultimatum said for joining United, and obviously Ten Hag being a darling of this. I hand you over the mighty Lord. I'm out.